welcome back to my, I almost said makeup channel. Hello my loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm getting ready to do a fashion shoot for my blog, and I thought I would do a makeup tutorial as I was getting ready for the shoot. So today's look is with a really dark brown smoky eye. I really wanted to do a dramatic eye with a really soft peachy colored lip and blush. I also just did my hair in like a really soft wave. I wanted to keep everything really light and fresh, perfect for spring. So if you're interested in how I put together this makeup look, then keep watching. Okay, so to get started, I'm not going to do any primer on my skin today because I'm going to do a blog shoot a little bit later, and then I'm going to go for a run, so I'm just going to wash all my makeup off. But I am going to get started with my NARS smudge proof eyeshadow base. So I'm just going to rub that all over my lids. Now when I do my makeup, I don't like to have my hair in my face, so what I normally do is I'll do my makeup before I actually do my hair. So that's what I've got wet hair right now that's pulled up, and I'm going to do that later. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my Giorgio Armani Luminous Foundation. I like to have a really even canvas when I'm applying makeup, so I will put the foundation all over my skin, including right over top of my eyelids. I've talked about this foundation before, but I just love it because it's so sheer and lightweight, and your skin looks really dewy and fresh. I find this foundation isn't heavy or cakey at all. Next, I'm going to go into brows. So I'm going to shape my brows with an angled brush, essentially something like this, and my Sephora eyeshadow powder, which is in the color Coffee Break. I said this before, I actually discovered this by fluke, but I absolutely love this eyeshadow as a fill for my eyebrows. Okay, so now that my brows are done, before I go into eyeshadow, I'm just going to shape my brows a little bit more using some concealer. My favorite concealer right now is the Marc Jacobs concealer in these little concealer pots, and this one is in the color number 3, Young. So what I'm going to do is just go in with a small concealer brush, put a little bit of product on the end of the brush, and then just carve out and shape the bottom part of my brows because I want there to be a really nice clean finish before I start applying the eyeshadow. I'm not using a concealer that's overly light. It's only a few shades lighter than my natural skin color. So I'm just doing that to really define the shape of my brow. I don't want it to look like it's overly highlighted. And then I'm going to go ahead and just buff that out a little bit using my foundation brush. So to start with eyes, I'm going to use this, what is this? It's the Tartelette in Bloom palette by Tarte Cosmetics. And they have a really pretty palette for spring with all these really nice neutral, pinky, browny tones in both a matte and shimmer. And I started using these and I cannot believe how much pigment comes off onto your eyes. So I really love this palette. I'm going to go in with a really light color because I really want to build up the brown smokiness on my eyes. So I'm going to start off slow and continue to build the color. And I'm going to start off by using this, it's sort of a really light tone brown color in the name Jet Setter. Love that. Then I'm going to apply that all over my lid just as a base. And then I'm going to blend this out already using a blending brush. So I just want the color to read really nice and soft. So I'm going to take a nice fluffy brush and then blend that color out. There, that looks looks nice. Then next I'm gonna go in with this really warm shimmery color in Firecracker. I'm gonna place that all over my lid. Be careful not to use too much product. This has such a nice, beautiful shimmer to it. So you can see how much product comes off on these Tarte eyeshadows. So what I like to do is apply the product on both sides of my eyes, or on both eyes I should say, and then I like to blend it out because I want to ensure that I'm getting an even amount of product on both sides, on both eyes. Both sides of both eyes. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to warm up the color because I do want to read this as a really nice soft brown. So I'm going to warm up the color and I'm going to go in with a really tiny eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to go in with this, it's a very warm, almost like an earthy brown color, if you can see that, in the color Leader. So and I'm going to just apply this right along where my crease is, just to deepen that color. I'm just deepening the outer corner and my crease. I'm using this small eyeshadow brush so that I have a lot of control over where that color lands. So I'm going to just do a really quick light blend with my blending brush. And then I'm just going to give the under eye a little bit of a wipe just with a dry Kleenex, a dry tissue, to take away any fallout that's on my face. Okay, so I've got a nice deep smoky brown eye going. I'm going to work on the under eye a little bit. So this is just the really little brush. And I'm going to pick up some more of that shimmer, the Firecracker. And I'm going to take the color fairly low under my eyes. So I don't typically do this, but I really want a nice smoky brown eye look. So I'm just blending the color into my lower lash line and taking that fairly deep underneath my eye. Now I'm going to deepen the color by going in with an angled brush. And I'm going to take a little bit of this, the dark warm brown, the Leader color, and I'm just going to go over top of the shimmer in a much more controlled way right underneath the lash line. And I'm holding this palette close to my face and using in the mirror. These eyeshadows smell so good. I mean, I'm sure that's intentional. They almost smell like they're chocolate. It smells yummy. Okay, and I'm just gonna blend those two colors out with a small eyeshadow brush. Okay, and then before I take the color any further, I'm going to just clean up the under eye with some concealer. So I'm going to go back into my Marc Jacobs concealer pot, and I'm going to take a much larger concealer brush this time, so something a lot bigger, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of product on the end of my brush and highlight the under my eyes and just sort of clean up what's going on there with the shadow. So you can see already, this just really highlights what's going on underneath the eyes and makes everything look so much more dramatic with just using a little bit of concealer that's in a slightly lighter color than your natural skin color. So I'm just going to blend this out with a beauty blender. So the beauty blender, the tip of the beauty blender is going to allow me to get really close to where I've got the eyeshadow. without ruining all the work that I already put into getting that color underneath my eyes. Good. Now before I do any more work on my eyes, I think I'm going to go ahead and just highlight my nose a little bit. So I'm going to go back into the Marc Jacobs concealer, and I'm just going to put a little bit on the bridge of my nose, the tip of my nose, and then just to square my nose off a little bit, I'm just going to take the concealer and highlight like so. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of concealer and just apply it to my Cupid's bow right here, just a little bit on my chin. Then I'm going to blend that out with my beauty blender. Okay, before I continue on, I'm going to set all this with some powder. So I'm going to use my Chanel pressed powder with a large powder brush. This is in the color number 4 Sable. And I'm just going to dust a little bit of this all over my face. So this is just going to set the highlighter and set the concealer that's underneath my eyes. Got hair happening everywhere here. Whew. Hair's getting in my face. There. And clearly I need to get some better brushes because the hair keeps coming off of my brushes. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and plop these lashes on. You know, it's easier said than done. There, so that looks really nice. Lashes make such a big difference, I can't believe it. And then I'm just going to go through and just sort of pinch the lash line to my natural, or pinch the band of the lashes to my natural lashes using these tweezers. I'm going to do it very gently and slowly. Don't want to be rushing this. I've done it before and it hurts. Now, I thought I was going to go back in and add a few singles, but my eyelashes are looking really nice and full right now, so I think I might actually leave them the way they are. The only thing that I am going to do is go back in with a little bit more mascara. And then to finish off the eyes, I'm going to go in with an eyeliner, and I'm going to take my Estee Lauder. This is just an eyeliner. I like this one. I don't even know where I got this, but I love it because it's got a brown and a black end to it. So I'm just going to take the black end. This has a really nice fine point and it's really easy to apply, so I really like that. It doesn't smudge a lot. And then I'm going to go right in my waterline on my lower lash line. Yeah, see this eyeliner? It just glides on really, really nicely. There, that looks great. And I'm just gonna finish this off by putting a teeny bit of mascara on my lower lashes. Now to finish off the face, all I'm gonna do is apply a little bit of bronzer. This is my NARS bronzer in Laguna. This is my favorite bronzer. I use this religiously. And what I'm gonna do for this is just go in with a nice big fluffy blush brush. I'm going to go in the hollows of my cheeks, up on my temple, and across the top of my forehead, right around my hairline. And now to keep this look feeling really youthful and fresh for spring, I'm going to take my new favorite blush. This is from Sephora, and this is Can't Stop Smiling. This is a very orangey, sort of like peachy, fresh color. I really, really love it. I think it goes really well, complements really nicely with the bronzer. So I'm just going to take a regular blush brush for this. You've got a little bit more precision with a blush brush, and I'm putting quite a bit of product on the end of my brush. I'm putting quite a bit of product on the end of my brush. And I'm just going to apply this to the apples of my cheeks. gonna blend this out a little bit using the larger brush that I used to apply that bronzer. There, so that looks really soft and fresh. I'm gonna go in and just highlight a few areas of my face, and the way that I like to highlight is I've been just using a powder. This is a Makeup Forever palette that I had created, and this is a just a really light shimmery light color. So I'm gonna go back in with a blush brush, put a little bit of the product on the end of my brush, and then I'm just gonna apply this to the center of my forehead, just to highlight this area a little bit, the tip of my nose. So I'm just accentuating that highlighter that I had applied before, my chin, and I'm just gonna go in right at the top of my cheeks, just apply a very small amount of highlight right there. And for lips, I want to go in with a really soft summery color, so I'm going to go in with this new lip color that I picked up. This is by Bite. I am loving their lip products right now. So I'm going to go in with Bite, and just for the record, these lip colors, you can, when you're running low, they just twist on the bottom and more product comes out on the end. I actually didn't realize that when I bought it, and so the tip of mine is like completely hacked up because I was trying to sharpen this, wondering why they were so difficult to sharpen, but that's because you don't need to. So I'm gonna go in, this is a really nice bright color in Syrah. This is sort of like an orange peachy color. This will pick up really nicely off of my blush color. And I'm just gonna apply this. The thing that I really like about this too is that they're so silky and soft. I'm just gonna blot that a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up my hair and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is it for today's makeup look. I just decided to do just a really soft wave in my hair, but I love today's makeup because I love the deep smoky brown eye and the light orangey peachy color lip. I think it's perfect for spring. It feels light and fresh, and I feel like this is so wearable, so I absolutely love it. I hope you really enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss a single video. You can of course follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow me on Snapchat too, but I don't do a lot of snapping, but I am there. You can follow me there. And leave your comments below if you have any, and of course, until next time, bye for now.